is going on? What's going on, y'all? Got another one for you. Look, women are upset that men are not approaching anymore. Look, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what else you want us to tell you. Hey, you guys, sorry about the fans being on. Just got through working out, so it's going to be kind of loud, but once I get the video started, be no big deal. No further ado, though. Let's get right into this, y'all. Smash that like button. Go ahead and subscribe.
I like the only woman.
Obviously, as a woman, would like the men to approach me, but nowadays it hasn't been happening. Feels like the roles have been switched.
Let me tell you what I have noticed. I've noticed that when I go out, men don't approach me.
If they don't approach you, they just don't like what they see. These men are being careful. Kindly subscribe to the channel, as it is our sole form of support.
Y'all. Make sure you
Thank
subscribe.
Okay, men, let's talk. I got more questions. If we've matched on a dating site and I see you in person, I'm gonna come up and talk to you. Is that cool?
It's
Blonde
kind of thick.
or redhead? Biggest turn off?
Why are men under the impression that women do everything to try to seek their validation? I don't care if you don't like my nose piercing, or my cleft lip, or my hair, or my body.
So am I like the only woman that no longer gets approached by men? No, because I had to actually sit and think about this, and I had to ask myself, when is the last time
She's
a
not
man
the only
came
one.
up to me and wanted to get to know me or
It's
exchange
not the
numbers?
last.
And it's been a long time. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it definitely has me questioning myself. Like, am I not as attractive as I thought I am? Am I looking old? Am I intimidating? Like, what is it? So now I'm starting to realize that since men don't come up to me, I have to be the one to go up to them. And that makes me super nervous because it's like, how do I know I'm not going to get rejected if you didn't come up to me in the first place and then I make the decision to go up to you? How do I know I won't face rejection? So can I get some tips and tricks, some advice on how to approach a man that I think is cute? Because I have no idea how to. Like, I'm scared and I feel like I can only approach men if I'm drunk, which is not often.
We tired of getting rejected by girls on our level or even below. We just go play our PlayStations and call it a day. We're used to getting attitudes or ignored, so we gave up that part of the game. I only got approached by men when I was in my 20s. Now that I'm in my 30s, I just get like glances and smiles while I'm out. But men online try to hit on me more, which I find very weird. I've noticed the older we get, the less it happens. It's all good. Youthful glow is gone.
Hitting that wall.
That's my assumption. I only get approached by old uncles. People my age just stare. It's really just about being careful. Men aren't necessarily afraid or intimidated. They just see more risk than reward. This is why some men hold back, choosing to be cautious instead of diving right in. If women started making the first move more often, it could change things for the better. It would show men that women are just as interested and willing to take initiative.
And the woman likes who she's
even though some
talking
women
to.
might not like the idea, but
course the
those
guys
types
don't like
of
you.
women are just attached to their egos. They're rather whisper in their beds, "Where are all the men at?" instead of going outside to find one.
The most frustrating thing about men is the fact that they refuse to acknowledge when they are being flirted with. They'll go, "You're so handsome," and they just go... They look so confused to the point where you're like, they obviously want nothing to do with me. That's okay. Won't do that again. And later you find out they liked you the whole time. So, what? Dude, I really don't...
She was probably talking about like one scenario. If any, she more than likely made that up or going off something she heard. It's not going down like that, man. A guy's going to at least follow up with something after that. Come on.
I don't know what it is, but whenever I make eye contact with men, I look at them and I'm like, ew. Like, I get disgusted. Like, why are you so ugly? Why are you looking at me? Why are you looking at me and then why are you so ugly? Or the other way around.
Women don't approach men because they do not want to be denied. That is what it is. Simple as that. Denial is a woman's worst nightmare. 30% of women have spoken for 100 of women and said, "We don't want men to approach us. We are independent. Please don't approach us. Men are creepy. we choose the bear. I swear to God, women will cry a lot in 2030 and beyond. By that time, all men would have given up. Stay single, kings, because those looks will fade and age will creep up.
Oh yeah.
Then she'll be on TikTok where the good men at.
Right over
These
here.
women will post videos like this and wonder why men don't approach them. What exactly do they think men will think when they see something like that? It's crazy, because these are the women that are ruining it for the women that actually want genuine relationships. It's like their goal is to push away men while complaining about why aren't men approaching them.
What does it mean when a man is not pursuing you? You know why he's not pursuing you? Because you're not that girl. He's just not into you. Another reason why a man is not pursuing you, he got somebody. He probably met you and thought you was an easy lay, and he's just not into you. Maybe he slept with you already, or he already did, or he didn't sleep with you, but it's not worth the risk.
I don't know what this
He's in a relationship.
random scenario is.
So you're not
She's adding
worth
to it and taking away.
the risk. You're not worth losing.
She's
his
saying
family.
stuff.
That's why he's not pursuing you.
She's just saying stuff, man.
Something
You
that
guys
was
hit that
taught
like
to me
button.
since young is to never allow myself to fall into a victim mentality. And I think that that's the problem with a lot of women these days, is that you let yourselves fall into this victim mentality, and then that's where the no accountability
Bingo.
comes from. That's where
Bingo.
blaming men
She
comes
got it.
from. Because rather than looking inwards and seeing,
We
okay,
got
what
one.
did I learn from this? What can I do? What did I do wrong in the situation? You're choosing to be a victim. And that doesn't help anyone, especially not you.
Well, they blame men because they would hate to point their fingers on themselves. It's just easier for them to blame somebody else instead of looking at themselves and the things they can improve on. The thing is, if they stop playing the victim, they'll have to admit that they're wrong, and to them, it's just not fair.
And there it is.
That's just the logic of these women.
Tell me why I get so mad when an ugly man approaches me
goodness,
or tries to hit on me. Like, the
What is
audacity,
going on with
like,
those lashes?
Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane.
These are the kinds of women who aim for men outside their dating pool because they
Absolutely.
believe they're more attractive than they really are.
Yeah, look all this
in
fake
reality,
stuff on this
they're
person.
just average looking.
She's so zoomed
As
in, you
can
can't
see,
tell what weight she
if you
is.
strip away the fake
She might be
eyelashes and
asking.
layers of makeup, you'd see their true selves. They walk around with this inflated sense of ego, acting like they're God's gift to men. What's even more ironic is that the high-caliber men they're chasing aren't interested in them at all. Do these women ever stop to consider that maybe they're not as stunning as they think? It's wild that they don't realize this. And honestly, if a woman is faking her identity with makeup and filters, she shouldn't be judging a man solely based on his looks.
Exactly.
It just doesn't add up.
It's
I hate
delusional.
when guys approach me. Why? Because I don't want to be bothered? Like, clearly, I'm doing something. Go away. Okay, so I guess you meet guys online then? Ew, no, what kind of creep stalks my IG and DMs me? Oh, okay, so you approach the guys then. Oh, what? Why would I ever date a guy who didn't have the confidence to approach me? But you just said you hate when guys approach you. Yeah, only when I'm clearly doing something. Plus, those guys are always super awkward anyway. How is a guy supposed to know when you're clearly doing something? And yeah, of course he's going to be a little bit awkward. He's starting a conversation out of thin air with a girl who may or may not be attracted to him and may or may not be busy. I mean, just approach me at a bar or a club.
It's wild.
That's when I tend to meet guys. You mean when you're drunk and impulsive? Yeah. How do those relationships tend to go?
What do you think the issue is with dating right now?
Social media, 100%.
What about it?
We have so many role models that are not doing the right thing right now. So, for example, one of them would be Sexy Red, Cardi B. So we have role models that we look up to the wrong people, I would say, and we forget how feminine
Let her cook.
and how we were brought up to this world to be wives, to cook, to clean, and to be submissive
Let
to
her
men.
cook.
So I would blame the feminists as well, honestly, because
Boom.
we forget that men are here to work and to take care of us. So we're playing the man role, and I don't think that's the right thing to do right now. We
And
Man
looking
should-
good.
A man should be a
Looking
man and a woman should be a woman.
That's what men are for, to take care of us.
Okay, so we provide and protect.
Exactly.
Monetarily wise too?
Yes, of course.
What do women bring then?
We don't bring shit. We just give birth. That's it.
That's how you look at it?
There
Yeah,
it
of
is.
course. That's how
There it
that's
is.
how
Protect
if you
this
really
woman.
analyze the situation, that's all we're good for,
Yes.
to give birth. I mean, you
Yes.
can cook for yourself, you can
Yes.
clean for yourself, you can do everything
Do
for
it every
yourself.
day.
Well, she makes sense. Technically, a man can do everything
Salute
for
to this
himself
queen.
except for giving birth. And that's where a woman comes in. A lot of these feminist women hate to accept that reality because they're trying to prove something. It doesn't make a woman less because of that. It's just their biology, and they should just embrace it.
Okay, so last night I was talking to my friend and I was telling her about how I'm gonna trap a man because I'm almost 38. And I'm like, this is how I'm gonna do it, is I'm gonna have no standards whatsoever. And she took this long pause and she like looked off and then she looked back at me and she was like, Lindsay, you still had standards?
Wow.
Why don't guys want relationships anymore?
Because why invest in something that's going to hurt? You see, I don't think this is a gender bias thing. I think in general, less and less people are interested in relationships because why do you need them? You have the chance to hook up with somebody with a swipe on an app. Fill that little void of missing affection and then go back to your life with no strings attached. I know guys will say that every girl's the same and no girl wants a nice guy. And girls will say that no guy wants a relationship, all they want to do is hook up. And I think the common thing here is that everyone's saying how they feel instead of living the life and actually feeling it. We go hunting on our phones for somebody to love, but we don't actually want to be loved. We'd rather just have a story to tell. So the issue isn't that men don't want relationships, but yet the majority is just not ready, and they rather just be stuck people watching.
That's because commitment is a scary thing. And many of these guys who don't want to date anymore have dated, and since then, they've been left broken and damaged as a result. They've experienced betrayal.
Perspective. We're going to go ahead and leave it on that. Everybody's perspective. These words like damaged and broken and stuff like that, you have to be really careful because no grown man is going to call himself that. And what is broken and damaged and all that stuff? What is that? What does that mean? Like, what does that mean? Does that mean a man that doesn't go through trials, tribulation? Like, what does that mean? Right? Because I know that plenty of men can be broken without going through anything. Just don't have it in them. So you got to be careful with that stuff. Trials and tribulations, broken and damages, that's things that men go through. That's what we do. And we come out better. So if we're stepping away from dating, it's because we've done all the cost analysis, and it's just a bunch of liability. It's just that simple. You don't have to make it more difficult than that. It's not more complicated than that. Y'all are way too much right now. You're just too much, period. Anyway, smash that like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not subscribed, and drop a comment. Let's talk about it. Love and light. I'm your brother, and I'm out.